Yes, y'all. How y'all doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? You are listening to a brand new episode of the BillyFai podcast. I am your host, BillyFai. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to what I have to say. Great episode for you guys today. We're going to get into Lamar Jackson. Where did he and the Baltimore Ravens stand? We're going to get into John Calipari and the Kentucky Wildcats, who are again bounced out early of the NCAA tournament. How much future does he have left there? We're going to get into Cam Newton Pro Day along with other guys' Pro Days like Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. That's probably what's bothering me too. And then we're going to end the show talking about a Knicks legend, Willis Reed, as he passed away 2 days ago at the age of 80. Willis Reed, the captain, passed away at the age of 80 for the New York Knicks. We'll definitely get into that. But again, you are listening to a brand new episode of the BillyFai podcast. Thank you for listening. I'm your host, BillyFai. You can listen to this episode on dtrabbithole.com. This episode is also brought to you by Down the Rabbit Hole Media. Again, you can listen to this episode on dtrabbithole.com. Man, so much again. I'm playing injured today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm playing injured. My back is killing me. But just like players, y'all don't want to hear no excuses. Y'all don't want to hear why this person can't do this, why they can't do that. You just want them to play. So that's what I'm doing for you guys today. Hopefully I bring y'all another great episode. Hopefully you like it. And let's just jump right into it. Lamar Jackson still doesn't have a deal. On March 7th, he was issued the non-exclusive franchise tag by the Baltimore Ravens, which also meant other teams, he can negotiate and talk to other teams. But not one team has held a meeting with Lamar Jackson since. Ladies and gentlemen, I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and he was telling me that, man, they're colluding against Lamar Jackson. I said, man, you're crazy. You're tripping. Ain't no way in the heck. It's Lamar Jackson, a former MVP in this league, man. A former Heisman Trophy winner, man. He's won 45 games since he's been the starter of the Baltimore Ravens. They're not doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, I think my buddy was right. Because right now, they're not touching him. And when the non-exclusive tag got on Lamar Jackson, teams right away was saying, hey, we don't want no parts of that. We don't want to touch him. We don't want to have a conversation with him or nothing. Because, of course, they're about the first round picks and all that. But I think it's bigger than that. And we all know what it is. It's the guaranteed money. Right now, the owners are standing firm. They've drawn a line in the sand. They're tired of giving up guaranteed money, especially for quarterbacks who are not worth their money. I mean, it's plain and simple. This owner's giving up all these draft picks and giving up all this guaranteed money. I mean, Deshaun Watson kind of messed it up for folks. He kind of messed it up with all Cleveland. I would say Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson just a recipient of the money. Cleveland Browns kind of messed it up for everybody. Jimmy Haslam, owner of the Cleveland Browns, when he gave him that 5-year, 230 fully guaranteed contract, hey, other guys who were qualified for a contract, up for a contract, they saw that was the market, and they wanted a piece of that. That's what they want. And Lamar Jackson has always said that's what he wants. He wants fully guaranteed, and Baltimore is not budging on this fully guaranteed. They're not. They don't want to touch it. Is it bullshit? Nah, it's an opinion. But I believe Lamar should get paid. I believe he's earned the right to get paid. And I think Baltimore has, for the most part, screwed this up, because I've said on multiple occasions on a few episodes that this deal could have been done a couple years ago. Now, there's a team out there that has been linked to, hey, we might want to entertain bringing Lamar Jackson on our team. And that team is the Indianapolis Colts. And ladies and gentlemen, if there's any team besides the New York Jets who desperately need a quarterback, not just for 1 year, I mean a franchise quarterback, it is the Indianapolis Colts. Since 2019 is when Andrew Luck retired, ladies and gentlemen. Every year since then, there has been a brand new starting quarterback on opening day for the Indianapolis Colts. Jacoby Brissett. All right. Phillip Rivers. Carson Wentz. Matt Ryan. They've all came. and they've all left. And besides Phillip Rivers, he took them to the playoffs, almost came close to winning their wild card game against Buffalo. They have no success. And Indianapolis has been starving for a quarterback since Andrew Luck surprisingly retired that preseason game in August 2019. They are thirsty here for a quarterback. I'm saying here because if y'all don't know, I do live in Indianapolis. They are thirsty here for a quarterback. They need a franchise quarterback. Lamar Jackson, it'd be a good fit, be a great fit. Then they would definitely have to start building around him. He has a running back. He doesn't necessarily have a number one receiver. Got some good tight ends he can throw to, and everybody knows Lamar Jackson loves the tight end, especially the one he got in Baltimore. And Mark Andrews, arguably a top 5 tight end in the league. We got big target Mo Alley Cox, but get some targets for him. It could work. Jim Irsay is known to have record-breaking extensions, a la Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning. He'll break the bank. He'll pay for them. But right now, the Indianapolis Colts are desperate for a quarterback. And entertaining the thought process of getting Lamar Jackson doesn't hurt. It does not hurt. You go out and you try to get a Lamar Jackson right now. You got the number 4 pick in the draft. Trade that pick. Give us some more first round. Because right now, you got cap space. You just let go of Matt Ryan. You just let go of or traded Stephon Gilmore. That freed up the Colts that right now have around $20 million in cap space. All right. Hey, it's time to put that stuff to use. Because right now, you got one of the highest paid defensive guys in the game, DeForest Buckner. He wants out because you guys aren't being competitive. The Colts made the playoffs twice since 2014. The Colts used to be a prominent postseason team. Right now, they're just going season by season. Chris Ballard, they want Chris Ballard head here in this town. You got to go entertain the thought process of getting Lamar Jackson. Right now, you guys are like New York Jets. You're desperate. New York Jets are making moves. They're building around, waiting for Aaron Rodgers and that deal to get done, but they're building everything around them. The Colts, you guys are quiet. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. And Lamar Jackson wants out. Because right now, that marriage between Baltimore and Lamar Jackson is gone up in flames. And right now, probably the most pissed off person behind Lamar Jackson is probably his head coach, and John Harbaugh. If you guys don't know, John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson have a relationship that is tight. I'm talking about just phenomenal relationship between each other for a head coach and a quarterback to have. John Harbaugh loves this guy. He loves him. Okay? He absolutely loves him. And Lamar Jackson feels the same way. And John Harbaugh just signed a 3-year extension with the Baltimore Ravens prior to the year, this past season. And I fully believe he signed that extension knowing that the Baltimore Ravens would do right and bring Lamar for a long-term deal. Because I think if Baltimore does not keep Lamar Jackson, Coach Harbaugh is out of there. I think that's the only thing keeping him in Baltimore right now is Lamar Jackson. I mean, their relationship is just like Sean Payton, Drew Brees, Manning, Dungy, Brady, Belichick. I mean, it's up there. And pay Lamar his money. He deserves. Come on, man. When you have former MVP in the NFL on your tag, that carries weight. It carries weight. Again, him being a Heisman has nothing to do with this conversation, but he's a former MVP, 2-time All-Pro, led the league. He's a touchdown passing leader in this league. You're paying guys who are not getting their money worth out these owners. And right now, these owners are pissed off, and then it's causing rumors of could be colluding. Because right now, these owners are sick and tired of giving up all this money and not getting nothing out of their quarterbacks. And they have a point. Because right now, the only owner in the league right now that's getting his money's worth out of his quarterback that's producing in the postseason is Clark Hunt, owner for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pat Mahomes, he's getting his money worth out of Pat Mahomes. 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. He is getting his money worth out of Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes is only 27 years old, ladies and gentlemen. These owners are sick and tired of dishing out all this money and they're not getting their money's worth, i.e. Arizona. You just gave up $200 million for Calipari, who, in my opinion, didn't even deserve it. He don't even finish the season. Russell Wilson, you just gave up all this money for Russell Wilson. He one of the worst seasons in a long time by an all-pro quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers getting his money's worth, but not in the postseason. In the postseason, Aaron Rodgers in the last 3 years has lost to Tom Brady NFC Championship game, lost to Jimmy Garoppolo in a divisional round at home in Green Bay and Lambeau, and didn't even make the playoffs in this past season. Not getting money's worth in the postseason. Deshaun Watson just got all this money. You paid Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed $230 million to play 6 games. So, to be determined on what he does next year for the Cleveland Browns. But the point is, these owners are sick and tired of these guys talking all this crap, demanding all this money. The market continues to go up, and they're not getting their money worth out of the guys that they're paying, which is the quarterback. The quarterback position is the most important position, not only in football, but in all of sports. And if you don't know that, you're just blind to the fact. Quarterbacks will get you hired. Quarterbacks will get you fired. If a quarterback has a bad season, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? The head coach could be gone. The offense coordinator could be gone. Hell, some of the teammates could be gone just because the quarterback had a bad year. Defensive guys could be gone just because they want to yell at the quarterback because he sucks for having a bad season. The quarterback runs the whole league. They will make or break you in this sport. Quarterbacks are the most important position in sports. Period. And a quarterback will ruin your whole organization. Or they can take your organization to the top. Either way. But that's just how important the quarterback position is. So when a guy like Lamar Jackson, who Coach Harbaugh built his whole system around him, because most organizations, the quarterback has to learn their system. It happened with Justin Fields, as a matter of fact, a couple years ago with Matt Nagy. They wanted this guy to be a pocket quarterback. He's not a pocket quarterback. All right? They wanted him to work around the system. No, you build a system around certain guys. All right? There are no more pocket quarterbacks hardly in the NFL. You have to be able to extend plays. Lamar Jackson fully extends the play. All right? Has back-to-back 1,000-yard season. That's quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. He can extend plays. Okay? Coach Harbaugh built this whole system around Lamar Jackson. Now, if you go somewhere else, guess what? You're going to have to rebuild your whole organization. Unless you get a trade with the Colts. Colts probably give up that number 4 pick. And what other way to replace Lamar Jackson? Hopefully, you go draft a guy like Anthony Richardson. You won't have to change too much. If you can put that much trust in Snoop Huntley as the backup for Lamar Jackson, even the backup has to play the same way as the starter, just because that's how your system is built around. Then go get you a fresh quarterback out of the draft, because there's 4 of them right now that's everybody saying is cream of the crop. You seen C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young had a pro day yesterday. Will Levis' pro day is coming up. Anthony Richardson, he was at the combine and just wowed everybody. And by the way, later on in the show, we're going to talk about these pro days and somebody else who had a pro day and shouldn't have had a damn pro day. I don't even want to get into it right now because I'm about to get pissed off already. But my point is, these guys are the 4 quarterbacks right now everybody's talking about. Then you also got Hendon Hooker, the 25-year-old at the University of Tennessee who just had a great year. All right, recovering from a torn ACL. There's options out there. But Baltimore, what you got to do with Lamar Jackson, it should have been done already. It should have been done. This is ridiculous. All right, but the Indianapolis Colts, if there is a team that needs a quarterback right now, you might want to call Baltimore and, hey, let's play, let's talk, let's shake something, let's make some music, let's do something. Because Indianapolis is desperate, and Baltimore wants to hurry up and get this stuff done. I don't know if they want to hurry up and get it done, because they would have got it done. But they're tired of seeing their stuff all over the news and how they're not doing Lamar right. Lamar hasn't got no conversation from nobody in the league. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. They don't want to touch. They want to have nothing to do with that because they know he wants that guaranteed money. He wants that same, around that same contract around Calipari, Deshaun Watson, them guys right there. Especially Deshaun Watson. He's been linked to Deshaun Watson since college. When they was both in the ACC, he was in Louisville, and Deshaun Watson was at Clemson. When they played against each other, when the Heisman Trophy presentation or whatever awards came out, when Lamar Jackson won it, to right now. These guys have been linked for a long time, and probably even before college, but they've been linked for a long time in the national spotlight. Lamar Jackson needs his money. Pay him his money so he can play, so we can see him play. The game is better when Lamar Jackson's on the field. He's 45-16 as a starter. 45-16 is not bad. So come on, let's make it happen. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But moving on, like I said, we had the NFL draft is coming up almost less than a month in Kansas City in April. And right now, the top guy, his favorite to go first, is C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. He is the favorite to go to be picked by the Carolina Panthers. He had a pro day yesterday in which Frank Reich and a lot of other NFL head coaches and scouts attended. But also in attendance was Carolina Panthers owner was at the pro day. When the owner is at your pro day, it's pretty big, all right? But I think C.J. Stroud will get picked first to go to Carolina. I think he's the best fit for Frank Reich. I think Bryce Young will go to Houston. And then where the dominoes and chips fall from there, we'll see. But somebody else who also had a pro day, Cam Newton, ladies and gentlemen, had a pro day. Yep, it's a head scratcher. Cam Newton had a pro day. Now, you guys have heard Cam Newton speak numerous times since he's been doing whatever he's doing, since he hasn't been playing in the NFL. He didn't play at all last season. He had 5 starts with the Carolina Panthers back in 2021, went 0-5. His last full season was in 2020 with the New England Patriots. We all know how that went. The next offseason, he had lost his job to Mac Jones. And everybody pretty much knew what it was over from there. But he's been adamant in saying, hey, there's not 32 quarterbacks better than me. I ain't going to quote exactly what he said, but, there's not 32 quarterbacks better than him. Well, Cam, let me say this. There may not be 32 quarterbacks better than you, but the league is going to choose 32 quarterbacks over you. Cam Newton, you're not good anymore. You might be good in your eyes. You might miss the game. You might think you still got some fuel in the tank, and that's good. We all hate to let a good thing go, especially something that we love to do, okay? Cam, you're 33. I think you turned 34 in May. These 32 quarterbacks that say you're not better, that are not better than you, well, these guys are young boys, young 20-year-olds who still have a shot. And and these owners in the NFL, I keep going back to the owners in the NFL, man, because these owners run the league. It's not like the NBA when the players run the asylum, hey, go get this guy, I want him on my team, and that happens. No. The owners run this stuff in the NFL. You guys if you saw Ballers with The Rock and former NFL running back Rashard Mendenhall was the creator and the writer of all this in the show, they showed you how this stuff goes down. They showed you the owners pretty much for the most part back each other up, and the commissioner works for the owners. All right, now the commissioner ain't got nothing to do with saying, hey, you guys are blackballing this. No. The owners run it. It's the owner's show. All right. And there's some people out there saying, man, Cam Newton's being blackballed. No, he's not. Cam Newton's not being blackballed. Cam Newton's just not good. He's just not good anymore. The game has passed him by. Period, point blank. The game has passed him by. Cam will be 34 in May, okay? You're not going to take your chance on a 34-year-old quarterback and start comparing him to people that's getting blackballed, like Colin Kaepernick and all that. I don't want to hear that. All right, I don't want to hear that. For a long time, Colin Kaepernick was getting blackballed, but he also had an opportunity to get back in the league too, and it was just a whole bunch of other stuff with that. I'm not going to get into it right now, but whatever. Did Colin Kaepernick get blackballed? Yes, but this is not a Colin Kaepernick situation with Cam Newton. Cam Newton just isn't good anymore. He ain't thrown for 3,000 yards since 2017. All right. He was the MVP of the league and took his team to the Super Bowl in 2015. So it's 2023 right now. 2015, he was the NFL MVP. He has not thrown for 3,000 yards since 2017. Plays last full season in 2020. And the year before that, Cam Newton was let go by the Carolina Panthers in 2019. So you mean to tell me since he won MVP, his career has been fast. Hasn't thrown for 3,000 yards since 2017. 3,000 yards since 2017. But he had a pro day just now through 30 passes. First off, I think pro days are a little overrated. I think pro days are just out there. You're playing catch with your buddy. Yeah, they want to see certain routes. I'll say pro days as quarterback are pretty much overrated a little bit. They're gonna make the passes. All right. I think the last bad pro day somebody had was probably Teddy Bridgewater because they was mad he threw with gloves and they wanted to throw without gloves and it was just off or whatever. He still went first round. Okay. I think pro days are overrated for quarterbacks. You're just out there throwing catch to your buddies. They're running certain routes and stuff, and you're throwing catch to your buddies. Make sure the ball is there, whatever. All right, I've never heard nobody say, "Oh, this guy had a bad pro day," as a quarterback. You don't hear that too often. All right. Combine's kind of different because you got to go through tests and drills and all that, but pro days, whatever. All right, I know they compare the combine a little bit, but whatever. I never heard nobody had a bad pro day. Okay, but Cam Newton went out there through 30 passes. Now, for the life of me, I don't know how many teams showed up, if any. Whatever. Cam Newton, your time is done. All right? Your time is done. Again, I'm on Twitter and stuff, and I'm seeing these guys talking about he's being blackballed. No, he is not. You know who's getting blackballed in sports right now? Carmelo Anthony's getting blackballed in sports. Okay? The man still has it. There's no way in the world. He's the 9th scoring leader in league history. Maybe he fell to 10th. I'm not sure. But there's absolutely no way he should not be on an NBA team right now. This isn't how Carmelo Anthony's career should end. Okay? Cam Newton, you're not getting blackballed. You're just not that good. Okay? Are you better than Davis Mills, who's starting in Houston, Texas? Yeah, you probably are. But they're going to put their faith in Davis Mills, too, because there's something else about Cam Newton when he did play, when he was elite, when he was in his prime, when he was an all-pro. When things went bad, he wore his emotions on his sleeve, and he blamed everybody else except him, he never looked himself in the mirror. A true leader always looks himself in the mirror. You're the leader of a franchise, of a team, and Ron Rivera went to bat for Cam Newton so many times. I mean, Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron, went to bat for Cam Newton a lot. And behind the scenes, you probably know, he probably told Cam, hey, tone it down or stop throwing your teammates under the bus, because Cam did that a lot. He threw his teammates under the bus a lot. Steve Smith wasn't going to stand for that shit. Steve Smith, the all-pro receiver, Carolina's leading receiver in Panthers history, he wasn't going to stand for it. Should be a Hall of Famer, by the way. I think he's coming up this year. He should be in the Hall of Fame. His numbers are stupid. I don't know if he's going to be first ballot, but he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. But Steve Smith didn't stand for that shit with Cam Newton. He tried to talk to the young man. Hey, man, tone that shit down. Hey, quit throwing your teammates under the bus, this, that, and the other. Cam Newton was Cam like, man, damn that. I'm Cam Newton. Superman. Oh, okay. Them same people you criticize, Cam, and he used to criticize the media and all this stuff too for making him look bad in front of the media and all this stuff. You gotta think about it, man. Them same people carry weight. Hey, what these athletes don't gotta realize, man, they're always blaming the media and all this stuff. The media carries weight. These are the same guys who vote you in the Hall of Fame that you guys want to get in. These are the same guys who have votes on certain accolades like MVPs and all that stuff that you guys want. And when you don't get it, you start saying, oh, I should have won this and I should have won that. No, you got to be a professional 24/7. I mean, everybody has hiccups here and there, yeah. But you can't be that asshole every time you stand to the media, because all they do is bait you. to get a quote, and some of y'all do it. Cam did that a lot. Cam did that a lot. And he threw his teammates under the bus a lot, too. Yeah, he's probably a cool dude or whatever, hang out, but at the same, you still got to be professional. And it's a different time right now, man. These owners ain't going for that. These owners, they know what they want. And Cam, you don't have it no more. You don't. Nobody's going to take a chance on a 34-year-old quarterback to come back in this league like Cam Newton. You had your time, Cam. It's over. Go back on I Am Athlete and pick it up from there. Cam Newton had a pro day yesterday. I can't find how many NFL teams showed up. That should let you know. Hey, right there. All right. Now his brother, who was a quarterback for Howard, invited him to the pro day. I think they threw at William and Mary or whatever. But again, I don't think no NFL teams actually show up to watch Cam Newton. At least I can't find that report. So it is what it is, man. Wish Cam Newton best of luck. It was great watching you while you was playing, but this just ain't your time no more, Cam Newton. Whatever. Sorry. Moving on to the NCAA tournament, which resumes later on this evening. We have the East region. First game of the night is the Michigan State Spartans, who upset it seed-wise, because you still got Tom Izzo, but it was an upset seeding-wise. They were number 7 seed. They upset the 2 seed in Marquette to get to the Sweet 16, the East region. They will face off against the Kansas State Wildcats in Madison Square Garden tonight. Kansas State, who beat the Kentucky Wildcats to get to the Sweet 16. And speaking of the Kentucky Wildcats, Coach John Calipari had one of the most probably eventful seasons as the Kentucky Wildcats head coach this year. Kentucky went 22-12 this season, losing again in the SEC tournament. They lost to Vanderbilt, who they lost to twice this year. And they have not won the SEC tournament since 2018. And people want John Calipari's head because this season he also had losses to the University of Georgia. As I mentioned before, he lost to Vanderbilt twice, once in the regular season. Matter of fact, the last 2 losses of the season came to Vanderbilt, once in the regular season and again in the SEC tournament before losing to Kansas State in the NCAA tournament. And losses to Georgia, which none of those teams made the NCAA tournament. The Kentucky Wildcats were eliminated by the Kansas State Wildcats in the second round of the NCAA tournament, which makes the 3rd time in a row that they have been eliminated on the first weekend of the tournament. They have not made a Sweet 16 since 2019. Now, John Calipari, look, my opinion, he's not a great coach, but he's an awesome recruiter. I mean, when you have John Calipari and behind that name says head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, it carries weight. I hate it. I'm a University of Louisville guy, so this hurts even more to talk about, but it carries weight to be one of the ultimate blue bloods, one of the winningest universities in NCAA basketball history. It carries weight because guys know the history. They know if I put that University of Kentucky uniform on, I'm going to the league. 1 and done. At best. Maybe 2. I'm going to the league. Via lottery pick, late first round, early second round, I'm going to the league if I play for John Calipari, University of Kentucky. By any means necessary. Literally. All right? University of Kentucky, when people see that on their chest, it's like playing the Yankees. It's like playing the Steelers, Cowboys. These are Lakers, Celtics. These are known storybook programs you play. All right? They travel well. Big Blue Nation, they travel well. But they haven't had a lot to cheer for lately. Let's talk about John Calipari's history and Kentucky Wildcat history since he's been there. He got there in 2009 after all that stuff happened with Memphis. When he took Memphis to the national championship game, they lost to Kansas. They had Derrick Rose on the team. All that got vacated because of Derrick Rose and his SAT and a whole bunch of other stuff. That whole season got vacated. It doesn't exist. That's bullshit by the NCAA, always vacating stuff. You can't take away what somebody done, okay? Like Rick Pitino said when he in his St. John University introduction. When you won the last championship in Louisville, you can't take a championship away. I mean, you take the banner out the sky, but the championship happened, all right? You can't vacate their wins. If you vacate their wins, did you vacate Michigan's loss? They still have the loss attached to their record, right? So why are you going to vacate Louisville's win? You can't vacate that, all right? So as far as I'm concerned, Calipari, that 2008 season with Memphis, it happened. But anyway, nonetheless, he took over for Bill Gillespie after 2 years at the University of Kentucky in 2009, 2010. His first team had John Wall, Eric Bledsoe, DeMarcus Cousins, in my opinion, which I think was his best team he ever had at Kentucky. They went to the Elite Eight. They didn't get to the Final Four. I thought that was his best team. A couple years later, he had Anthony Davis' crew, won the whole thing. All right, Anthony Davis, Player of the Year, freshman, went on to be #1 pick. They won the national championship. In Calipari's tenure, he's been to the Final Four 4 times, national championship game twice. Got a natty, and he's got a natty. You know, multiple Sweet 16 appearances. He's got a resume. But the last few years in the University of Kentucky, fans ain't happy, especially this last year. I'm talking about these fans are calling for their head. They even had one guy escorted out of Rupp Arena because he had a sign that said, "Get rid of Calipari" or something like that. Fired John Calipari. He just signed a 10-year extension, pretty much a lifetime contract, to remain as the University of Kentucky Wildcats head coach back in 2019. Here's my thing. You are not going to be dominant in this game in NCAA basketball as much as you thought you was due to transfer portals and NILs. NILs, you know, guys can start getting paid pretty much now. Especially the transfer portal. The transfer portal is out of control. I'm talking about football, basketball, NCAA sports as a whole. The transfer portal is out of control. I started off this segment by saying about Calipari, he's not a great coach, but he's a great recruiter. And like I said, he's as a great recruiter because mainly he's got University of Kentucky behind his back. And that's who he coaches for. And that's pretty much all he has to say. A lot of his assistant coaches got more props for putting in dirty work as far as coaching. I like Kenny Payne, who is now the coach at the University of Louisville, my school, which they got work to do. All right, but they're in the lab right now. The blue bloods of college basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats, the Duke Universities, the North Carolinas, this, that, and other, they're not going to be dominant year by year by year by year by year anymore because of this transfer portal and NIL. Because one, guys want to play for who they got recruited by. And two, if the coaches take over the job, they're going to get rid of you now. Rick Pitino just did it. Again, I'm going back to this St. John's introductory press conference the other day. One of the first things he said was, there's going to be a lot of changes right here, and it starts with the guys in that locker room because they're not my type of guys, and I'm paraphrasing. I want to bring in my type of guys. Because obviously, if they were his type of guys, they just wouldn't have got their coach fired. Deion Sanders just said the same thing when he went to the University of Colorado when he left Jackson State. A lot of you guys in this room aren't going to be playing for me next year. I want my guys in there. And it is what it is. Don't get mad at the coaches because they're being up front. We gave what the students wanted. So guess what? It goes both ways. You don't want to be here? Fine, because I don't want half of y'all here anyway. And these guys can transfer and transfer and transfer. And now you have extra eligibility because of a COVID year anyway. So guys are playing 5-6 years now. Armando Bacot for the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. He just announced yesterday he's coming back for his 5th season. One of the McCaffrey brothers that played for University of Iowa, he just finished his 6th season at the University of Iowa. He didn't transfer, but you guys had eligibility. They can transfer 2-3 times right now. John Calipari is not going to be recruiting the same amount of top guys that he's once had all at one bulk no more. I know he has DeJuan Wagner's son coming in next year, but as far as big names, that's it. That is it. It's now you have to start coaching, and these guys, these collective guys, you're going to have these 5-star recruits, you're going to have them for 1 year. Then these graduate transfers, if they want to transfer, you're going to have them for 1 year. So you're going to have to coach them to be successful for 1 year. And when they go to the NCAA tournament, we're going to see how far your coaching actually goes. Because this guy, Tobin Anderson, who just coached Fairleigh Dickinson, a small school in the NCAA in Division I, just got Rick Pitino's old job at Iona. And you think all them guys that just played for him in Fairleigh Dickinson, what they about to do? About to get in that transfer portal and come on with coach. We saw it last year in the tournament with Shaheem Holloway for St. Mary's. He's now the coach at Seton Hall. Them guys went in the transfer portal. They weren't going to play for that new coach. Some of them guys went with him. The transfer portal is a gift and it's a curse. And for Kentucky fans that want John Calipari out of Kentucky, guess what? You're going to have to pick your poison. Because one, who are you going to replace John Calipari with? What coaches out there you really want to replace him with? Bill Self ain't going nowhere. He's staying in Kansas. Tom Izzo, he's Michigan State. What young up-and-coming coach do you think you're going to get to replace John Calipari at Kentucky? I'm a Louisville guy. I don't give a fuck at the end of the day about University of Kentucky, but let's make it make sense. We want him out of here. Fire him. This, that, and the other. Okay, who are you going to get? Because at the end of the day, guess what? John Calipari is a hustler. He hustles. He get them guys in there. And then he'll try to get the best. He did that with John Wall and all them, Anthony Davis. He's got top guys in the league right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who could be most improved player of the year. Julius Randle for the New York Knicks, 2-time All-Star. He's the most improved player. You got Manuel Quickly, who can be up for $6 million a year. Tyrese Maxey, who's becoming a star with the Philadelphia 76ers. You got guys like that, okay, in the league. But you're not going to be recruiting them guys no more to come to the University of Kentucky to play for you and you get deep in the tournament. Right now, it's all about how far you get in the tournament, John Calipari and Kentucky fans, because nobody's scared of the University of Kentucky anymore. Nobody's scared of that Big Blue Nation anymore. You guys have not won an SEC tournament since 2018. You ain't been to the Sweet 16 since 2019. I get it. It's hard. It's hard to win the NCAA tournament. I get it. But the Blue Bloods in college basketball, now granted, last year we did have 4 Blue Bloods make the Final Four. We had 4 Blue Bloods made the Final Four last year. Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Duke. Kansas just got knocked out in the second round of the tournament this year. Duke just got knocked out in the second round of the tournament this year. And I'm sorry, the Final 4 teams, I apologize, was Duke, North Carolina, Villanova, and Kansas. I apologize for that. Duke knocked out last weekend. Kansas knocked out last weekend. Villanova didn't even make the tournament. And North Carolina didn't even make the tournament. They were preseason number 1. North Carolina was preseason number 1. And didn't make the NCAA tournament. But you got guys in the tournament now, Princeton, FAU, Florida Atlantic University, in the Sweet 16 right now about to play. And the Blue Bloods of college basketball, them days are gone. Sorry to tell you. The Big 12 has won the last 2 national championships with Baylor and Kansas. Baylor's not a Blue Blood in college basketball. Come on. John Calipari and the University of Kentucky, you're not feared anymore. Them days are gone. Those days are long gone. But with that being said, Kentucky fans, pipe down. Because if you get rid of John Calipari, who you going to get? You gave a man a lifetime contract just 3 years ago. Stop. Y'all don't want him gone. Y'all want him to do better recruiting jobs, and that's it. But University of Kentucky's not feared no more. University of North Carolina, they're not feared no more. Duke University, they definitely ain't feared no more, especially with Coach K gone. But they're still gonna. Other teams are still gonna get up because they see that name on the front. But now they're not feared. John Calipari, like I said, he's a better recruiter than he is coach, but it's time to put them recruiting skills back to the test because this ain't it, according to Kentucky fans. 22-12, losing to Georgia, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina. Nah, that ain't Kentucky Wildcat basketball. I'd love to see it, but I ain't got no room to talk about. Louisville Cardinals only won 4 games. So, hey, it is what it is. So, whatever. Man, closing out the show, talk about these raggedy New York Knicks who's lost 2 in a row, was lost to Minnesota Timberwolves on our home floor, wasting a 57-point performance by Julius Randle, the 3rd highest scoring game in New York Knicks history, tied for the 3rd highest scoring game in New York Knicks history, and then losing last night to the Miami Heat, who we will play again next week. Right now, we beat the Heat 2 out of 3 times, and we want to keep that, beating them next week, so we got the tiebreaker. But we're sitting pretty in 5th spot right now in the East. And with 10 games left, and then we want to get 50 wins. Fans are kind of upset by Julius Randle's attitude right now as of late. I am not. I'm here to talk to these New York Knicks fans. Relax. You want Julius Randle to be emotional. You want him to show some fire. Yeah, when he does good, Knicks fans are funny. Knicks fans are the funniest fans on earth. We're the greatest fans in the world, and we are the most bipolar fans in the world. When the team, we win 9 in a row. Man, the Knicks are back, blah, 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 blah. We can win 10 out of 11. That one loss we had, Tibbs fucked up. Fire Tom Thibodeau. He's fucking up the rotations. This, that, and the other. Why did he do this? Why did he do that? Calm down. Julius Randle. Why is he punching the damn scorer's table? This, that, and the other. He scored 57 points and he lost. He scored 57 points and we lost. I'd be pissed off too. He needs to calm down, yelling at the refs. Trying to fight other players and stuff. He needs to calm down. Shut the hell up, Knicks fans. This is why I'm telling y'all to shut the hell up. Because in the 90s, everybody who's young enough to remember them 90s teams with Ewing and Oakley and Mason and all them guys, Starks and all them. Man, I miss them 90s teams, man. We were nothing to play where you come in the lane and doing this, that, and that. So pick your poison, Knicks fans. Do you want a soft-ass team or you want somebody with some fire that looks like they belong in New York? There ain't nothing wrong with what Julius Randle's doing. He's not making the team lose. I saw a couple people on Twitter the other night when he got that technical against Minnesota, when he threw the ball against the stanchion, he got a tech for that. So you got to control his emotions. Man, fuck the emotions. I scored 57 points and we lost. He's not the reason why we lost. That technical wasn't the reason why we lost. But I'm so sick of Knicks fans always getting mad about shit that don't matter. Be mad at the fact that their defense didn't show up against Minnesota. Be mad at the fact that Taurean Prince went 8 for 8 from 3. Taurean Prince of all people. Be mad at that. But y'all want to be mad at Julius Randle. Y'all want to be mad at Tom Thibodeau because he's not playing Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein. Newsflash, Hartenstein's out playing Mitchell Robinson right now. Period, point blank. You don't have to shoot to be playing better than somebody. Every time Hartenstein's on the floor, he is in the play. That ball can miss. That ball can come off the rim and go 20 feet. Guess what? Hartenstein's going to get it. He knows his assignment. Tell Mitchell Robinson put his big boy pants on, quit bitching, and play better. Period. But y'all don't want to say that. Y'all want to blame Tibbs. Y'all want to blame Tibbs for everything. Quickly can that damn hit 6 threes in a row. He'll turn the ball over and throw it in the 4th fucking row. Y'all blame Tom Thibodeau. Shut the fuck. Knicks fans are the greatest fans on earth. But we're bipolar as fuck. Bipolar as shit. Saw a video the other day, dude talking about he's tired of RJ Barrett. Trade RJ Barrett for we either should give it Zach LaVine, Jeremy Grant, or I forgot who the third person was. Really? RJ Barrett is one reason why we won LA a couple weeks ago. RJ Barrett has played pretty good as of late, especially since the All-Star break. Not relying on his jumper, taking the ball to the hole. Actually, he's taking the ball to the hole a lot. Still making a couple of fucked up decisions as far as when to pass and causing charges and stuff. But RJ Barrett's played a lot better ball late. But Knicks fans, calm down. We're in the 5th seed right now. Personally, I want to play Cleveland. I think we could beat Cleveland in the first round. We have to have a first round victory this year. We can't get bounced in the first round of the playoffs like we did a couple of years ago. Whole different team, whole different mindset. I don't think Julius Randle's going to poop the bed this year in the playoffs. But get off Julius Randle's back. Let him show some fire. Again, you guys wanted all this fire a couple years ago. Oh, I missed them 90s teams, man. They were hard-nosed. They showed emotion. They changed the culture and all this. Julius Randle showed some emotion after scoring a 57-point game, and you guys are mad. Chill. It just don't make no sense to me. It just doesn't make no sense to me. If you're going to call a spade, then call it. But Julius Randle's playing his ass off this year. Jalen Brunson's playing his ass off this year. And Tibbs is coaching his ass off this year. He shortened that damn rotation at that bad loss in Dallas in early December. Every freaking time something goes wrong, y'all want Tom Thibodeau's head. The best coach we've had in the last 10 years. Since Mike Woodson. Come on, man. Knicks fans, I love you. I love you. And a lot of times I say we bipolar. I know I got my crazy moments too. But come on, man. Kill with the fire Tibbs and tell Julius Randle to calm down. Man, the majority of the year he's played a lot. He's talking about his mental state and you know how a different approach to the game and he's having fun, this, that, and the other. Nobody has a perfect year at work. Everybody has bad days at work. Motherfuckers say, leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. If I want to show some different kind of emotion today, let him show it. It's not hurting the team. His emotion is not hurting the team. All right? In closing, man, speaking of the New York Knicks lost a legend. The NBA world lost a legend. New York Knicks own Willis Reed. Everybody remembers Willis Reed from the Game 7 appearance he made in 1970 NBA Finals when he limped back on the court, hurt for the New York Knicks as they were facing the Los Angeles Lakers and Wilt Chamberlain in the Game 7 NBA Finals. He was injured, came back, even though he only took 2 shots, scored 4 points. It was his presence that galvanized not only the team, but the Madison Square Garden crowd. And they erupted when he walked back on there. That video is iconic for NBA historians, especially Knicks fans, of him walking on the arena floor hurt. And then eventually the Knicks pulled it off to win the 1970 NBA championship, their first of 2, in which he was the NBA Finals MVP. Willis Reed, Louisiana native, went to school in Grambling State. He was the first pick of the second round of the 1969 draft. And he was Rookie of the Year that year. 2-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, the most valuable player in the league, 7-time All-Star. Again, he was Rookie of the Year. He was also on the NBA's anniversary teams as the 50th and 75 greatest players of all time. Once he left, finished playing ball, he started going to do a couple of front office jobs. One notable one for the New Jersey Nets. And he was vital in getting players over there. He drafted players like Kenny Anderson, Derek Coleman, and even brought in Drazen Petrovic, who passed early, car accident. That could have been one of the greatest European players of NBA history. Willis Reed, man, he's beloved. He was the New York Knicks captain. Clyde Frazier spoke about it numerous times on last night's telecast, him and Mike Breen. Willis Reed was, in fact, the leader. Again, he was the captain of the New York Knicks. He just did a video when the Knicks just did a 50-year tribute for that 1973 championship team. He was on the scoreboard in Madison Square Garden. He wasn't there in attendance, but he had a video. And then that was just about a month ago. And Willis Reed passed 2 days ago at the age of 80, man. Knicks fans all around, Willis Reed was that guy. And I never got a chance to I met a lot of Knicks, man, my day. But I've heard that this dude was like class act, real cool, and good dude, man. If you're a Knicks fan, NBA fan, NBA historian, but definitely a Knicks fan, man, we lost a good one. And Willis Reed, man, again, it passed away at the age of 80. His number is definitely the very first number to be retired in Madison Square Garden by the New York Knicks, as a matter of fact. It's hanging up there, man. So, if you never seen, like I said, it's just an iconic video, man, of him coming back on the court, man. Again, he only scored 4 points, took 2 shots, made both his shots in that 1970s finals. But it was just his appearance, his presence around his teammates, and they saw how bad he wanted it, man. That's what true leaders do, man. They lead from the front. They do as they do, not as they say type people. So, just giving a shout out, man, to the captain, man, Willis Reed, gone at the age of 80, man. We'll miss you, Captain. And that was my show today, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, you can hear this episode on dtrabbithole.com. This episode is brought to you by Down the Rabbit Hole Media, man. Appreciate y'all. God bless you. And tune in next time to another episode of the BillyFai Podcast. Peace.